Have you ever sat in your car after work and just not moved, not reached for your phone, not turned on music, just sat there? Or maybe you've caught yourself scrolling at 2 a.m., knowing you should sleep, but something won't let you stop. Maybe you've noticed you can't remember the last time you experienced actual silence. Not just quiet, but silence. And the strange thing is, this restless feeling has been with you for so long, you stopped noticing it. But here's something fascinating. Long before smartphones, long before 24-hour news cycles, ancient philosophers were already warning people about this exact problem. The Stoics and the Buddhists arrived at the same unsettling conclusion from opposite sides of the world. A mind that never rests forgets how to think. And I don't mean take a vacation rest. I mean the kind of stillness most modern people find genuinely uncomfortable. By the end of this video, I'll give you a one-week experiment. It sounds too simple to work, but it's built directly on what these philosophers practiced for centuries. And it might be exactly what your mind has been asking for. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the Roman Empire. Emperor, general, surrounded by constant noise, advisors, wars, petitions, crises. And his response? He withdrew into silence, regularly. He wrote this, and I want you to hear it carefully. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But here's what most people miss. You cannot control your mind if your attention is constantly scattered. And today, scattered attention isn't the exception, it's the default. The Stoics practiced something they called inner citadel, a mental space no external chaos could touch. But here's the catch no one tells you. You can't build that citadel while you're consuming noise. You build it in the moments between the noise, in the silence. And most people have not experienced true silence in years. Think about how true that is. For a lot of people watching this, the thought of sitting alone, no phone, no music, no input, for even 5 minutes feels uncomfortable, maybe even frightening. And that reaction itself, that's the symptom. I'll be honest with you. When I first tried this, just sitting silent, I lasted about 90 seconds. 90 seconds before my hand reached out for my phone. Because my brain started manufacturing reasons why I needed to check something. Anything. And here's why that matters. That automatic reaching, that's not restlessness. That's avoidance. Your mind knows something it doesn't want to face, so it fills the space with noise. Now, about 500 years before Marcus Aurelius, a man in India sat down under a tree and did something radical. He just watched his own mind. The Buddha didn't begin with a grand philosophy. He began with one uncomfortable question. What is happening inside my own head when I stop distracting myself? What he found changed him. Most thoughts are automatic. They just appear, and we assume every thought is important. Every fear is true. Every emotion must be followed. Every anxiety must be solved. But once you actually sit still and watch, really watch, you notice something. Your mind never stops talking, and much of what it says is noise. Not wisdom, not insight, noise. The realization changes people. Because once you see the chaos clearly, you stop identifying with every thought that enters your mind. You begin observing instead of reacting. And this is where the Stoics and Buddhists arrived at the same place from completely different directions. One through discipline and reason, the other through observation and awareness. Both agree, stillness is not empty. Stillness is where clarity lives. So what really happens if you actually just stop? At first, you're uncomfortable. Your brain screams for stimulation. Then, boredom, the kind that makes you feel you're wasting your time. Then, something shifts. The noise doesn't disappear, but it gets quieter. And beneath it, you start to notice things you've been drowning out. A worry you've been carrying for weeks. A decision you've been avoiding. An emotion you didn't realize was ruining your whole day. The Stoics had an image for this. Still water becomes clear. Still minds do too. Now that's not poetry. That's observation. All right, let's do the experiment I promised you. After all, philosophy is just a bunch of words if you don't put it into practical use. So here it is. For the next 7 days, find 5 minutes of actual silence every day. No phone, no music, no podcast, no planning, no replaying conversations. Just sit. That's it. Go ahead and pause this video if you need time to figure out when this will work for you. Maybe first thing in the morning, maybe before bed, just choose one. Take your time and think of when you can really commit. And in the meantime, I'm going to take a 10-second coffee break. Okay, let's get started. Now that you have your 5-minute time commitment firmly in your mind, and I'm sorry about that because I know you already feel uncomfortable just thinking about it. But each day, after those 5 minutes, answer just 2 questions. Write them down or just think about them. 1. What was the first thing my mind reached for when the silence started? And 2, by the end of the 5 minutes, did anything feel different? Now don't try to get the right answer. Just notice. That's the whole practice. This isn't about becoming a monk. It's about recovering something you didn't realize you lost. The ability to be alone with your own thoughts without reaching for a distraction. The Stoics believed a restless mind cannot know peace. The Buddhists believe you cannot understand your own mind until you stop running from it. And both of them were right. Now, philosophy thrives in conversation and argument. Please add your comment below, especially if you try the experiment. I genuinely want to know what you noticed. If you found this helpful, I'd appreciate it if you give a gentle tap to the like and subscribe buttons. And remember, in all things and at all times, be a philosopher.